Order.
Mr. Wright.
Here.
Ms. Margraf. Mr. Long.
Here.
Mr. Margaret, Mr. Long. Do we have any conflict of interest statements?
No.
Approval of the minutes of the meeting of June 28th, 2018.
I recommend we approve the minutes from June 28, 2018.
I concur. Item A, request for advertising dates of July 19th, 2018 and July 26th, 2018 with a bid opening date of August 9th, 2018 for the 6th District Local Street Project, Kenwood Street Reconstruction, Kennedy Avenue to Alley. Yeah.
I'll recommend that we approve the advertising dates for the 6th District Street Project.
I concur. Item B, bid recommendation received from Mr. Dean Button, City Engineer, for the replacement of water services on Homan Avenue and to declare the repair an emergency. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, this is kind of urgent for us, mostly due to the leaks that are occurring on Homan and really the schedule. If we don't get this, if we have to go to public bidding, we would delay the project so much that we wouldn't be able to get the project completed this year. And there's been a lot of complaints about the status of no work going on out there. So we ask, basically this is a replacement of, I think it was 84 water services on Homan between Hune and just north of 141st. During the course of construction, water services were leaking. I think we got about 8 of them leaking at the same time. They were all in the same location, right near the main. And we're asking that those services get replaced from the main to the right-of-way, so just the section that's underneath the roadway. We'll put in a new stop. We solicited bids from 4 contractors. 3 bids were received. The low bid was from Salyer in the amount of $250,000, which is consistent with what we would have expected. As I understand it, the state statute says that you have to go out for public bidding if it's over $150,000 unless we declare an emergency, and I'm asking the board to declare this as an emergency so that we can get this work done. Otherwise, the road will be left in its current condition for another probably 6 to 8 weeks, and that's not going to work for us. So if
is this something due to the work that's being done out there? Is that this something that the city is going to have to cover? Is there anything within the agreement for the road project that would cover the cost of this repair?
It would not. There's nothing in the community. So the community crossings funding is a 50-50 match. We received all the money that we're going to get from the state for that. So any excess of that cost is borne by the city. We're asking this be covered through shared gaming, since that's where, as I understand it, the bulk of the funding, the match money comes from for the community crossings projects in the past.
Chris, do we have anything on those that?
I mean, you know, it's always best to bid if it's over the threshold, but if we can actually show it's an emergency and not something that we knew about, just put off doing anything about, then we obviously have to go forward.
Well, the other issue too is that we asked the original contractor for a price, and it was in excess of the 20% limit on change orders for any project, so we had to go out and get additional competitive pricing.
And I'm guessing this obviously wasn't part of the original contract?
No, sir.
Take the road all the way down to the sand?
No, we did a similar project last year in the 2nd District on Holman and had no service. Well, I think we had one service line to the car wash that was leaking, but all the other service lines in that area were fine. We believe that it was in a similar condition, that we didn't think we were going to have to do anything. During the course of the work of construction, these services started leaking, I'm sure because of vibration.
Well, we're going to need to take a look at the funding source there, because I'm not certain that the shared 10% can cover the cost of this
okay.
year. And I guess we're going to need to discuss whether or not this is actual water maintenance as opposed to damage to the street or damage to the lines because of the street project.
Okay.
So there's no work currently being done at this point?
No, sir.
This?
Yeah, we've stopped work on the project as a result of the leaking services, because if we put the brand new street down and the services leak, we'll be out there tearing up the brand new street.
Do I have a recommendation to approve the emergency order for the water mains on the Holman Avenue project.
So moved.
I concur.
Thank you.
Item C, correspondence received from Comcast requesting permission to install CATV cable at 6518 Columbia Avenue.
Recommend to approve the request from Comcast.
I concur. Item D, correspondence received from NIPSCO requesting permission to open cut across New York Avenue to complete installation of 6-inch conduit.
I recommend that we approve the NIPSCO request.
I concur. Item E, change order number 21 received from Leopardo Companies, Inc. for additional street lighting, park lighting, and civic center work.
Hoping you know something.
I do. This is part of the energy project where we had some of the parts of the street missing from NIPSCO records. So it is to install all the LED lighting fixtures on those missed properties, as well as the park projects and work at the civic center.
I recommend we approve the change order for Leopardo Companies.
I concur. Item F, correspondence received from Comcast requesting permission to install cable at the sports complex.
Recommend we approve the request from Comcast.
I concur. Item G, correspondence received from First District Councilman Mark Kalwinski requesting $10,000 of gaming funds be allocated to the Park Gaming Fund 282 for summer park activities and improvements.
I recommend we approve the councilman's request.
I concur. Item H, correspondence received from Fourth District Councilman Bill Emerson requesting $10,000 of gaming funds be allocated to the Park Gaming Fund 282 for summer park activities and improvements.
Recommend we approve councilman's request.
I concur. Item I, public hearing, blight elimination program, round 2. Someone here for that today?
I certainly thought there'd be someone here with the list of addresses and
Did they have a
such.
meeting this morning, Kelly?
Pardon me?
Did they have a meeting this morning?
Yes.
Okay, do you want us to put this at the end?
Yeah, maybe I'll text
Come
Kevin.
back? Yeah, okay.
He's in Bloomington.
Oh,
Nicole Bennett was here.
Yeah,
She would.
I would guess that they're,
Yeah. They may still be
let's
talking. yeah.
skip item I for a moment.
okay, we'll just put it to the end, I'll text.
Okay, we'll come to item J, bid recommendation received from Mr. Kelly Kearney, Chief of Inspections for demolition bids opened on June 28th, 2018. And there's a whole list of properties here that are recommendation to award contracts to JM, Acton, RSR, on a number of these properties. Do I need to read every one of these off?
They're all, so they're all those bidders.
Okay. Do I have a recommendation to approve?
Recommendation to approve Mr. Kearney's request.
I concur. Item K, rental registration hearing on property located at Douglas Point Apartments.
This is actually going back to, This is actually going back to seeing how many units Douglas Point owed just for 2018. It was 320.
320. Okay. And there's not asking for any late fee on these?
No,
Okay.
And that's $5.
$5 each. Correct.
Okay. Do I have a recommendation?
Recommendation to approve the number of units.
I concur.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item L, rental registration hearing on property located at 716 170th Street. Is the property owner present?
It's actually 916 170th Street. Yes,
Okay.
Su nombre.
Mi nombre, Francisco Bojorquez, pero la propiedad es Marco Esquivel.
Yes, he's here for Mr. Escobar, who lives in Texas.
Okay.
We spoke briefly. So what this is one unit at 916 170th Street. I personally spoke to Mr. Escobar last year about registering this property. There was issues with his new address. So I personally got his new address, sent him a rental appeal for last year, for the years of 2016 and 2017. At that point, we brought it up to the board, and the board waived the late fee. This year, the same thing again. He has not registered for 2018, so I'm looking for him to register this one unit for 2018, plus a fine.
The 2016, 2017, he obviously, was he judged with some fines then as well?
No, he was not. He was not. He was granted the appeal, and before Board of Works, you did waive the late fee for those 2 years.
Okay, I recommend that we impose one $500 late fee for 2018, plus it needs to be registered for 2018.
Okay.
I concur.
Dígale que si se puede, le pudieran chance de pagar.
30 días.
No, todo o le puede pagar él así.
No, tiene que pagar todo.
Todo, ok.
Sí,
Ok.
30 días. Yo hablo con
He-
usted después.
Ok.
He understands.
Yes.
You've spoken to him about this,
spoke to
and
him.
he's in Texas, and so he's not
Correct.
following up on this. Okay. All right, thank you. Item M, rental registration hearing on property located at 1034 Bauer. Good morning.
Yes, this property is owned by Mr. Deborah Benz, correct?
Yes, oh, yes,
Please
okay.
state.
Good morning.
Deborah Benz.
And you live in Oswego, Illinois, correct?
No, I live in Calumet City now.
Oh, you live in Calumet City, okay.
Yeah, after.
I will get your
The
address.
111, 157th Street?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay. We still have the old address on Oswego. This is just one unit, previously registered, just owes for 2018.
What happened in 18?
I forgot.
Okay. Any issues with this property, Jaime?
This is the first time I've ever forgotten.
All right, motion to waive the late fee for 2018, but you will need to register the unit for 2018. It's a cost of $5.
Okay,
I concur. Thank you.
Do I do that
If you'd like to
here?
wait after the meeting,
Oh.
you'll get the paperwork and you can take care of that today.
oh,
Okay.
okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you want us to go back to item I?
You want to go, you guys want to go back to item I?
Yeah, let's go back to I.
Item I, public hearing on the Blight Elimination Program, Round 2. Good morning.
Good morning. I apologize. Finishing up another meeting and thought we were further on the agenda. I am Nicole Bennett, an attorney with Westland and Bennett. We represent the Redevelopment Commission and the city through the Blight Elimination Program. We are set today, as you have itemized on your agenda, for our public hearing for the Blight Elimination Program. In fact, for both, or a list of properties for both Round 1 and Round 2 of the BEP program. If you recall, the Blight Elimination Program is through the Indiana Housing and Community Development Authority. It is reimbursement dollars through a program partner agreement with the city and Redevelopment Commission, as well as United Neighborhoods, Inc., for the acquisition of properties through the city that have been identified as blighted and qualify under the program to such the extent that they are in need of demolition. The program, however, requires that there's acquisition of the properties and compliance with the program all the way through, so that then these properties can be demolished, reimbursement for those expenses back to the city for any of the costs they expended for acquisition as well as demolition. And then on the back end, the property is greened and has an end use set forth, whether that be a donation to a neighbor for a side yard, a pocket park, potentially new development, a various number of things. So the list of properties that was advertised in the Times pursuant to the requirements of the public notice, we are asking for, obviously, the public hearing to be open and any remonstrances to be heard, if present, regarding any objection or statements in favor of these properties being identified as potential BEP.
Do I need to read off all of the property addresses?
Could you please?
We'll go through that right now. 818 Bauer Street, 24 Condit Street, 242 Doty Street, 18 Elizabeth Street, 6412 Euclid Street, 411 Hoffman Street, 4735 Homan Avenue, 6020 Homan Avenue, 233 through 35 Kenwood Street, 1317 Michigan Street, 4905 Pine Avenue, 4938 Pine Avenue, 6145 Ray Street, 14 through 16 Rimbach Street, 2040 Sherman Street, 2123 Sherman Street, 19 Waltham Street, 972 Wilcox Street, and 36 Williams Street. Is anyone in the audience wishing to speak on any one of these properties today? If you are, please step up.
Yes.
Good morning, sir.
Good
Can you state your
morning
name for the record
again.
again?
Basically, seeing is the property up for demolition recently, or do I have a few more weeks?
What property you had again, sir?
233, 235 Kenwood Street. Just here every week, just trying to
Yeah.
make proactive, so.
So this is the public hearing for that. It still needs to be bid out correctly, and it'll be awarded.
just awarded?
It was with that last,
We're several weeks away from getting that demolition done. I'll have to find out who actually won that bid. I don't remember off the top of my head.
after the meeting, sir, if you'd like to stick around, we can coordinate
Sure.
that and let you know who was awarded the bid for that, and then if you'd like to make contact with them so you can have an exact date as when everything needs to be moved out, but you still have a couple weeks,
Thank you.
okay?
Yes.
Thank you.
And this is the homeowner of that
This was,
property?
this was a.
Yes.
commercial
It's
building.
not, yeah, it's not really a home. It's a big garage.
I just wanted to point out that the vast majority of these properties have already been through our demolition listing process. Some of them actually have been bid out, but obviously BP can get a hold of them and she gets reimbursed for it, it's a plus.
Okay. Anyone else in the audience wishing to speak on any one of the properties named? Okay. Then if no one else wishes to speak, do we need to take action on this?
No, it's just a public hearing which
Public
is
hearing?
required by the statute, so just acknowledge that we've had the public hearing that's required.
Public hearing has been held.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, going back to the regular agenda, item N, rental registration hearing on property located at 7337 Howard Avenue. Good morning.
Morning. Yep, Thomas Zanatakis.
What we have here is one unit, registered previous, and only owes for 2018. We have no issues here.
What happened this year, sir?
Purchased the home in October of last year and then got it registered right away. Completely misunderstood the process, to be honest with you, and I thought that would be good for a year. Come May, I found out that I was late for 2018, so.
So, yeah, what the issue was, he signed a lease from November of 17 to November of 18. So I think he thought that would be.
It's a year.
And I've only owned it for less than a year, yeah.
All right, we're going to recommend to waive the late fee, but you will need to register the unit for 2018.
Yes, sir.
$5.
Thank you
I
very much.
concur.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
And if
you.
you'd like to stay, you can take care of that after the meeting today.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Item O, rental registration hearing at property located at 1245 Hoffman Street and 7445 Monroe Avenue. Is the property owner present? Good morning. Can you state your name for us, sir?
I'm sorry?
Can you state your name for us?
Juan Garcia.
Juan Garcia.
As far as 1245 Hoffman, I would like to recommend that we send this to Smith Sursick. Mr. Garcia bought the property in 2013. We actually have an affidavit, homeowner's affidavit on file that he signed back in 2013 stating that he will live there with his supposedly old address of 24121 Lakeside in Crete, Illinois. What we did check was in the treasurer's and assessor's up-to-date information, and it's still the same address in Crete, Illinois, owned by Mr. Garcia. So we're looking to send this to Smith Sursick for the years of 2013 to 2018. Never been registered.
Sir, you're not living in that property?
My daughter was living there.
Because it is so many years and we have to kind of figure out what the situation was during that time, it's the recommendation of the department to send it to Smith Sursick, who handles these claims, to ascertain what was going on and to assess any kind of fee or negotiate a fee if there's anyone that's going to be imposed for a late fee.
Oh, okay.
Okay? I think given the amount of years, that's a reasonable request.
And checking through water and any other, we don't have any information as to who could have lived there previous, as water department requires the owner to put the service in his name.
And I have to believe that if he, sir, if you knew that you had to
Yeah,
fill out an affidavit in 2013 for yourself, then you should have also known that you probably needed to fill one out for a family member as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay. What is the process for him at that point? If we were to send this to Smith Sarasic, what can he expect?
He would inspect, or he would be getting a letter stating, you know, he would actually have to come up showing that his daughter did live there.
Okay.
Any proof. Other than that, they would probably work out a deal.
So he will be contacted by Smith Sarasic
Yes,
to
we
deal
will-
with that matter?
We will send that to
Okay.
Mr.
Sir, do you understand that?
They're gonna send me a letter?
Yes, for the 1245 Hoffman Street property? Okay. Do I have a recommendation to send that to Smith Sarasic to figure out what was going on for those years? I concur. And then on 7445 Monroe, what is the situation there?
7445 Monroe is one unit, only owes for 2018.
And any issues with that property?
No.
Okay.
I recommend we waive the late fee, and
I
we'll
got
have to
the
register.
sticker for the,
Yeah.
I
We're gonna
concur.
waive the late fee, and you will have to register for 2018. 7445 Monroe.
I concur. Okay, sir, so we have waived the late fee on that property, so if you'd like to stay after the meeting, you can take care of the Monroe property registration today.
okay.
Okay? But the other one is going to go to Smith Sarasic because it's been so many years to figure out what needs to be on file and who was living there at what time. Okay? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Item P, rental registration hearing on property located at 6641 is it Corona Avenue, 1503 Calumet Avenue, 6424 Grand Avenue, 4330 Columbia Avenue, 637 173rd Street, 3250 163rd Street, 235 Locust Street, 7962 Birch Drive, 6315 Ohio Avenue, 1130 Spruce Street, 1839 169th Street, 2933 Gibson Place, 3323 Kenwood Street, 6731 Bering Avenue, 7220 Southeastern Avenue, 7411 Missouri Avenue, 925 Cherry Street, and 6336 Nevada Avenue.
You left one out.
We did?
Oh,
Okay. We'll start with 6641 Carolina. This is the new owner as of July 17, 2017. There was no water usage per water in 17, only owes for 2018. This is one unit.
So we're going to go through each one of these individually?
do we have any?
Unfortunately,
Okay.
yes, it's not all the
Really?
same.
All righty then.
Sorry.
That's all right. So you say
I
6641
feel like we probably
Carolina
should have a
is
separate
strictly for 18?
for each one.
Just
then.
strictly for 18, one unit.
How do you want to
Okay.
do this?
I'm going to do separate papers for each one. I think that's what we're going to need to do. Yeah, just give me a stack of those. Okay, first one we said was 6641 Carolina.
Right.
And I'm sorry, again, there's a recommendation to waive this fee.
Yes, just owes for 2018, one unit.
Okay, did you make that recommendation already?
No, I think
Okay.
you just did.
I don't know that I can.
I recommend waive the late fee, impose the $5 2018 fee.
Okay, I concur. Next property.
Next property is 1503-05 Calumet. This is two units. One unit is owner occupied. Mr. Wargo did have an appeal in 2015 for a late registration. This was before Property Boss picked him up to manage the property. So he does owe for 2017 and 2018, just the one unit, but I'm looking for a fine as well.
2017 and 2018. Okay, I recommend that we impose one late fee of $500, and the unit will need to be registered for 2017 as well as 2018.
I concur. Make sure I've got that right.
Yeah.
17, okay.
Okay.
It's not my signature. Next one.
Next one, 6424 Grand Avenue. This is one unit, owes for 2017, 2018. We're not looking for a fine.
All right, I recommend that we waive the late fee, but the unit will need to be registered for 2017 as well as 2018.
I concur. And I'm sorry, for the record, ma'am, can you state your name, please?
Karen Miller.
And you are with?
I'm the owner of Property Boss.
Of Property Boss, okay. If at any point there is something you'd like to say regarding any one of these properties, please just step up to the mic for me, okay?
So these are properties that we're talking now before you became
Some,
the manager of them?
yes, most of them had previous managers.
All right, okay.
Yes. Or there are new owners
Got it.
as of recent.
Okay, what's my next address here?
Next one is 4330 Columbia. New owner as of March 17, Mr. John and Hannah Becker. They had the water on in July of 17. It's a current, so this is one unit owes for 2017, 2018.
What's the recommendation of the department?
No fine. This is one instance where they're new owners, they weren't aware.
17 and 18, is that correct?
17 and 18. One unit.
Okay.
Okay, recommend we waive the late fee. The unit will have to be registered for 2017 as well as 2018.
I concur. Next.
Next is 637 173rd Street. This is the same case, new owner in 2017. They weren't aware that they had to register. It's the same owners, Mr. John and Hannah Becker. So we're looking for 2017, 2018, no fine.
One unit?
Yes.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. The units will need to be registered for 2017 as well as 2018.
I concur. Next.
Next, 3250 163rd Street. Same thing, one unit, owes for 17 and 18, no late fee.
Is there a recommendation?
Recommendation is to waive the late fee, and the units will need to be registered for 2017 as well as 2018.
I concur. Next.
235 Locust Street, same issue. One unit, owes for 17 and 18, no late fee.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. The unit will need to be registered for 2017 as well as 2018.
I concur. Next.
7962 Birch, same thing. One unit, owes for 17 and 18, no late fee.
One unit, you say?
Yes, sir.
Motion is to waive the late fee. The unit will need to be registered for both years, 2017 and 2018.
I concur.
Next is 6315 Ohio. This is one unit, only owes for 18.
Oh, I'm
No late
missing. 6315 Ohio.
Yes.
Waive the late fee. One unit, you did say?
Yes.
Waive the late fee, and the unit will need to be registered for 2018.
No, 17?
No 17. It's
I'm
brand
messing
new.
this one up.
Just 18.
Okay, I concur. Next.
1130 Spruce. One unit, only owes for 18. No late.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. The unit will need to be registered for 2018.
I concur. Next.
Next, 1839 169th Street. One unit, owes for 18, no late fee.
One unit.
Yes.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee, and the unit will need to be registered for 2018.
I concur.
Thank you.
Ready.
2933 Gibson Place. One unit, only owes for 18. No late fee.
One unit.
Yes.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. Unit will need to be registered for 2018.
I concur. Next.
3323 Kenwood. One unit, goes for 18.
I think Jeff did this on purpose and he left us
think
hanging.
so.
All right.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee, and the unit will need to be registered for 2018 only.
I concur.
6731 Bearing, 1 unit, goes for 18.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. The unit will need to be registered for 2018.
I concur.
He's probably watching.
Next.
7220 Southeastern, 1 unit, goes for 18.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. The unit will need to be registered for 2018 at a cost of $5.
I concur. Next.
7411 Missouri, 1 unit, goes for 18.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. Will need to be registered for 2018.
I concur.
Uh, 925 Cherry, 1 unit, goes for 18.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. The unit will need to be registered for 2018.
I concur.
And 6336 Nevada, 1 unit, goes for 18.
Recommendation is to waive the late fee. The unit will need to be registered for 2018.
I concur. Okay, ma'am, if you'd like to stay after the meeting and take care of this today, that these will be ready for you shortly after, okay?
Thank you.
Is this
Thank
going to be
you.
a common practice, Jaime?
Let's hope I don't have to do that again. Okay. Thank you. All right, where are we at now? Item Q, correspondence received requesting rental registration hearings.
No.
August when?
9th.
Ninth. The recommendation is to set these rental registration hearing requests over to August 9th.
I concur. Item R, order to rescind orders to demolish property located at 4430 Baltimore Avenue.
This property is probably 95% done. There's some small things that the owner is going to finish up for us. Rescind the order, and we will follow to finish the project. A well-known contractor that's proven success.
All right, glad to see it's moving forward.
The recommendation is to rescind the order to demolish the property located at 4430 Baltimore.
I concur.
Thank you.
Thank you. Order S, status hearing on property, or item S, status hearing on property located at 7222 Jackson Avenue. Do we have a signed contract today?
We have a signed contract with several contractors. The HVAC contractor is licensed as electrical, but not HVAC. We will give them a temporary license till they test pass, but give them a temporary license so we can move this project forward, and they seem to be acting in good faith.
Okay, and we have had communication with Mr. Howard, I believe it is, correct? Or no? This isn't
No, this
someone
is,
else? Okay.
No,
yeah, it was language barrier.
Somebody else,
Chinese.
okay. But they are aware that
Very
we're
aware.
going to still check on them,
Yeah.
and we're happy to see them
And we'll be in touch
getting
with
this project
contractors
moving,
also.
but, okay, do we need a status on this, or are you going to monitor that within the department?
You know what, let's put our status for 30 days and see, as long as we've been dealing with this,
Yeah.
keep the pressure on.
And that would be,
August 16th.
you want to make that recommendation?
Recommendation is to set over for status till August 16th.
I concur.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, item T, specific finding of fact and decision on property located at 4825 Elm Avenue, 2 units.
This is a rental appeal. This was a property that was sold under a land contract. The owner was forced, the lender owner was forced to foreclose on the property, was the tenant purchaser. And so now he is a new owner. There's tenants in there when he assumed it back, and he needs the time to register becoming the new owner. It's after the deadline, but he's only owned it for a short period of time when everything's attached.
Okay, do I have a recommendation to approve the findings of fact and decision?
Recommendation is to approve the finding of fact and recommendation.
I concur. Thank you. And item U, correspondence received from Mr. Gary Gleason, Director of Public Works, advising of the placement of residential parking only signs on the 6,900 and 7,000 blocks of Alabama Avenue and residential parking only signs on the 1,100 block of 150th Street. Are these permanent or temporary? Does anyone know?
I believe they'd be permanent. It's a situation where the folks who deal with pharmacy are parking around the neighborhood. It's very cluttered, and that 170th Street onto Kennedy Avenue up at Key Pizza is a pretty dangerous intersection.
Is this something, I received some correspondence from the Councilman Rakos. Is this that issue?
I would expect it's been an issue for some time.
Okay, do I have a recommendation to approve the request?
Recommend to approve the request.
I concur. Item V, correspondence received from Purdue University Northwest Chief of Police Brian Miller requesting permission to have music at the University Village Housing Area parking lot on August 17th, 2018 from 8 a.m. to 11 p.m. for Student Move-In Day. They're having a barbecue. Maybe they should invite us. I have a recommendation to approve.
Yeah, the recommendation is to approve Purdue's request.
I concur. Item W, correspondence received from an Open Door Church and Ministries at 7105 Homan Avenue, requesting 12 barricades to be used during the Community Outreach Weekend, July 28th and 29th, 2018. I think we probably need to send this to PD and Street to make sure that there's anything available.
Recommendation is to approve the request subject to streets and PD's approval.
I concur. Item X, correspondence received from Whiting Robertsdale Chamber of Commerce requesting temporary street closures and parking bans for the Pierogi Fest Parade, Friday, July 27, 2018. Have these, guessing these routes have not changed.
I don't think they have, but we can send it to...
They did ask in their letter that the signs be put up a little earlier. Apparently last year they only put them up at day, and people had already parked there.
Okay.
I'll make a recommendation to approve their request subject to the streets and police department's approval.
I concur. And we'll make sure that the street department or police department, I'm not sure who actually puts up those signs, can be asked to put those up earlier. Yes. All right, item Y, correspondence received from the American Veterans Motorcycle Riders Association, Chapter 14, requesting permission to place banners from August 6, 2018 at Indianapolis Boulevard and 173rd Street and Kennedy Avenue and 169th Street, advertising the Rock the Vets event to be held August 18th, 2018. I don't believe this has gone to the mayor's office for review yet, so I would recommend that I would ask for a recommendation that we approve subject to the approval of the communications director and mayor's office.
So moved.
Concur. Item Z, correspondence received from the Old Glory Tavern, 6755 Indianapolis Boulevard, requesting Martha Street from Indianapolis Boulevard to the alley be closed on July 29th, 2018 from noon to 6 p.m. for a birthday party. No. Okay.
We can send it to the streets and PD.
Sure.
The recommendation is to approve the request subject to streets and police department review.
I concur. Item AA, garage sale permits submitted for approval. I'll help you out today.
Thank you.
We can do 2 days, right? Max, okay.
recommendation is to approve the garage sale permits.
I concur. Item 6, matters from other board members. Do we have anything today?
I do.
You do.
Got a stack here. The first request is birthday party street block off at 174th Street in Jackson Avenue. My recommendation is to approve the request subject to my inspection after the meeting today.
What's the date for that?
July 15th.
Okay, I will concur.
Secondly, we have a contract observation, construction observation contract submitted for Hermits Park Road extension. There appears to be a typo under fees of $17,325 an hour. So I would approve the agreement subject to the fees being clarified.
Is, Jonathan, are you aware of this project, the construction observation contract for Hermits Park, you
You
said?
know, the road extension?
Yes, this
Is that something that urgent matter needs to be approved this week, or can it hold until next week? There's an error, we're hoping, in the amount for,
The hourly fee of $17,325.
Yes, we could,
My guess is that's a maximum, but it doesn't say that.
okay, yeah, we can push it to next week.
Yeah.
We'll have the green sheet with it.
okay,
as
let's
well.
go ahead and just,
That's the supervision.
we're not going to take that up today, yeah. So if we can get that fee corrected. Thank you. Any other matters? Oh, look at you.
Comcast request for, I'm guessing the existing utility pole work. Let's see, where's it going to be at? Installing a new cable. Columbia Avenue, 6518 Columbia Avenue. It's been vetted by Orders from Engineering. I would recommend that we approve that request.
I concur.
Another Comcast request permit, this is along Michigan and Indianapolis Boulevard. Another cable where they need to bore, cable boring. I would recommend that we approve that request as well.
I concur.
AT&T request, let's see, where's the work to be done? 6606 Monroe Avenue. It's been vetted by the engineering department. I would recommend that we approve this request.
I concur.
AT&T request for work to be done at 6701 Kennedy Avenue. It's been vetted by the engineering department. I would recommend that we approve that request.
I concur.
Another AT&T request, 6705 Ridgeland Avenue, so vetted by the engineering department. I would recommend that we approve the AT&T request as well.
I concur.
No more
All
matters
right.
from this board member.
Okay. Item 7, matters from other department heads or their representatives. Okay.
I'd like to bring back up item K. There is a representative from Douglas Point.
Okay.
My math was wrong, so we did say 320. It's actually 284 units.
284.
Yeah. So I'm glad she showed up.
Okay. Glad we can get this one resolved. So, can you state your name for us, please, ma'am?
Angie Cotillier, and I'm the property manager.
And we have 284 units.
Correct.
Okay. The recommendation was to waive the late fees on this. I know we were just waiting to get an accurate count, so each of those units will need to be registered. If you'd like to stay today, you can take care of that after the meeting.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, any other matters from, okay. Never get out of here today.
We have a request for lane restriction on, it was 1130 Drackard. It's a lateral, sewer lateral repair. He's aware of all his requirements to keep the line, the street open and safe.
Can you give me that address again, please?
1130 Drackard.
Okay.
Well, we're doing some sewer work?
Sewer repair, yeah, the city of Hammond
camera their line, and then they did his lateral and found a break in his line, and told me he had to get it repaired because there was sand or what dirt getting into the sewers.
Will you be able to keep the street partially open or no?
That is.
Yeah, that's my goal, yeah.
Can you state your name and your,
Sorry,
what
my name is
company?
Dennis, I'm with A1 Suburban Plumbing.
Okay, thank you, sir.
It's A-1 Suburban Plumbing.
A-1, okay.
You're planning Tuesday the 17th,
17th, that's the plan, yeah.
hopefully for 1-day restriction, but he's saying the 18th just in case, because when you open the ground, you usually find something.
Okay.
I'm hoping to have a vacuum truck out there too, so, just in case we do find those things.
Okay, my recommendation is to approve the request for sewer work to be done on the 17th, possibly the 18th. Is that accurate?
Both
Yes, sir.
days.
Both days, 17th and 18th, okay.
Starting the 17th, hopefully finishing no later than the 18th.
Okay,
Okay, I concur.
thank you.
Thank you. Any other matters from department heads or their representatives? Any new business? Old business? The meeting is open to the public if anybody wishes to come up and speak. Call it.
Recommend we adjourn the meeting.
I concur. Thank you.